Yes, the ECU got unlocked for the S650 Mustang, and we finally are going to be able to tune the S650 Mustang, which is going to be very exciting. I'm sure I'm not the first one to be making this video. There's been a lot of videos on YouTube today because today was the day where they finally unveiled that the ECU is unlocked on the S650 Mustangs. So we're going to be talking about what it means for the S650 Mustang, whether you're just a casual buyer who's not going to mod the car a lot. There's still good news in it for you. And if you're someone who's definitely going to extensively modify the S650 Mustang, there's definitely good news for you because now you have an unlocked ECU. You can go with whatever tuner you want and make some crazy numbers. And I think it's also going to be good news for the S650 Mustang in general, which we'll also talk about. And I also want to talk about what it means for this Red 5.0 that I'm currently setting in, because I've got some ideas now, because locked ECU was one of the things, aside from pricing, that was kind of holding me from upgrading to the new platform. Now let's talk about the numbers real quick. We've seen some dynos and you can see they've gained about 28 horsepower from just a tune. This car, I believe, had the long tube headers on it. So you can see you get a 462. I'm pretty sure if you test E85, you're going to be flirting very close to the 500 rear wheel horsepower mark, which is obviously very impressive to have that kind of power just from a naturally aspirated car. The Gen 3 that I'm in made 460 stock, and the Gen 4 with the active exhaust makes 486. It's already a 26 horsepower increase. And then once you kind of do a little bit of mods, especially if you go long tube headers and a tune, you're going to be very close to 500 rear wheel horsepower. Now, of course, you're definitely going to need E85 to get anywhere close to those numbers, but nonetheless, it's very exciting. And now I want to talk about something that a lot of people who are just maybe casual buyers, if you have a 10-speed Mustang, because the numbers may not seem all that impressive where you're like 25 to 30 horsepower, and you might be debating if it's worth voiding your warranty because presumably your 2024, 2025 Mustang is still under warranty. Well, take it from me. I am someone who just has a Corsa catback and a drop-in filter. And when I tuned the car, it literally changed how it drove because I have the 10-speed automatic transmission. So if you have the 10-speed automatic transmission, it's going to change the way your car drives. And that's for good because when I had the catalytic converter issue, I actually returned it back to stock and drove it like that for 3-4 months and then put the 93 tune back on, and I was kind of blown away how much difference it makes, especially in the lower to mid RPM. We're gonna notice most of the power when you're just kind of daily driving the car and not taking it to the track or anything like that. So I think for you casual buyers, yes, it might void the warranty, of course, depending on what your dealership has to say about it. But in my opinion, just having the unlocked ECU and getting the 10-speed transmission tuned is gonna really change the way your car drives, and that's gonna be really good. Now, of course, if you're someone who's been into this boosted world, now I know we have the Whipple kits out there, and ProCharger is supposed to be coming out with one soon. The Whipple kit is basically tuned by Whipple, and there's not many tweaks you can do with it. You just basically get the canned tune, and you're kind of stuck with that, and that can be a good thing or a bad thing. But with this unlocked ECU now, you have the ability to get custom tuning, which means ProCharger, ESS, you name it, all these different brands of superchargers and turbos, they can obviously get access to the ECU. They can tune them up, and you have just a lot more options. And I'm sure ESS is probably going to come out with the 2024 plus Mustang kits as well. So I'm very excited for that. And so anyone who's basically held off, who wants some crazy power and they didn't want to buy the S650 Mustang because you couldn't tune them, well, now they're probably jumping and getting the S650 Mustang, which brings us to a very interesting topic. I know we've said a lot on this channel that the S650 Mustangs have been just suffering with the poor sales and all of that. I mean, the data shows that it's not just my opinion or anything like that. And now that we have the unlocked ECU, I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to make the transition from the S550 to the S650 Mustang once they see the tuning potential of these cars, which means the sales are going to improve, hopefully, and Ford is just going to stop being lazy because we've been getting very, very lazy model year refresh, or not a refresh, but like model year changes. It's been, the price goes up, they remove the features, and everyone kind of complains about it. And it was the same thing for 24, 25, 26. All 3 model years have been very disappointing. But now, if the sales are going to improve because the unlocked ECU is going to push people to buy this car, then Ford is probably going to invest a little bit more money, especially considering that SRT is also coming back, which means more competition. And if Ford's product is not selling, or if Ford's product is not competitive, no one's gonna want to buy that no matter how big of a Mustang fan you are, and people are gonna start switching. So Ford obviously doesn't want that. They don't want the money going towards SRT or Dodge. So that's gonna be good news for that. Now let's talk about what I want to do with the car. So you guys know the car currently sits, like my current Mustang basically sits how I would want it to be. I'm waiting on the E85 tune. I'm just kind of figuring out a couple of things here and there before I finalize that tune. Other than that, I could go boost, or I'm pretty much where I would want it to be. I don't want to do long tube headers just yet because I feel like it's going to be way too obnoxious for a daily driver, unless I change my current exhaust setup to something more milder or go back to stock one and then get the long tube header. Then it's going to be fine, because I've heard the S650 Mustang like that, and I think it's pretty impressive because it's not too obnoxious and you get a little bit power bump too. And my thing was, like, if I was to get an S650 Mustang, I would pretty much be doing the same thing over. Like, I would lower it, get the wheels, tune it up, get the exhaust, and that's pretty much it. And to me, because it didn't offer that much of an upgrade compared to this car, it just kind of felt unnecessary to do that. But now that the ECU is unlocked, it opens, more opportunities, gives me more opportunities, and I'm considering, let me know in the comments below, do you guys want to see the S650 Mustang instead of the current S550 Mustang and like mod it up? Obviously take a different route than I did with this one, maybe get a different sets of wheel, lower it, but basically choosing different brands to kind of compare from S550 to S650. And of course we're going to tune it, and because it's going to be newer, we might be able to talk about boost as well. Boost is still in the plans for this car, but I want to go E85 first just to see how it feels before I do ESS, because there's just a lot more logistics that goes into boosting a car that you daily drive. And I know I have the G37, I can daily drive it, but right now I love that I can just kind of sit in this car, drive it whenever, whether it's raining, it doesn't matter. I don't have to think about it. I just get in the car, enjoy it. If it's raining, of course I don't floor it. Other than that, I don't have to think much about it. But obviously if I have a boosted car, there's just more thought process that goes into it. So that's kind of in the plans. I'm trying to figure it out, but part of me is also like, instead of boosting this car, why don't I get the S650 Mustang, see what the tuning is, capable of? Because obviously right now the tuning is new, so I don't want to be the guinea pig and get the tuning and have some issues with it. So that's also an option. Sell this car, get the S650 Mustang, and then build that one with plans to boost it. So yeah, let me know. The unlocked ECU definitely changes the game. It's definitely gotten me thinking about different kinds of routes I want to take, whether to keep this car, upgrade to a S650. Nonetheless, I'm very excited that the ECU is unlocked for the S650 Mustang, which means endless possibilities of what this could mean for 2024 and up Mustangs. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Make sure to subscribe to Red 50 for more videos.